I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities.
Banks have different preferences about the blockchain technology that they want to use, and we're completely blockchain agnostic. We are the ones basically making that possible.
Everyone is lying to you about Chainlink because Chainlink is no longer just a simple Oracle network for DeFi applications. It has evolved into so much more and is now competing to be the backbone of the entire global financial system. And I think it's about time someone does an updated video explaining fully what Chainlink is in 2024, why everyone is so excited about it, and how it's about to completely reshape both crypto and traditional financial markets. Let's get into it. This video is not financial advice, read disclaimers on the screen. Let's start off with what Chainlink was initially. It was a simple Oracle network. Basically, apps in crypto needed data from the real world, but there wasn't a secure way to get that data in a decentralized manner. Before Chainlink, you would have to trust that the one guy giving data to your application wasn't lying about the data. Obviously, that defeats the whole point of blockchain because you once again have to trust a centralized party. And that's where Chainlink stepped in and put themselves in the middle of this. They created an off-chain network of nodes that work together to bring real-world data on-chain again, but in a fully decentralized manner. As instead of trusting one guy and hooking up your application to just a simple API linking to that guy's website, you can now source your data from multiple premium authenticated APIs that are aggregated into a single validated answer. And this removes any single point of failure. So instead of trusting one guy with the data, you can now trust the entire Chainlink network and all of the people running Chainlink nodes providing you the data. And that's where Chainlink got its first major use case back in the day, providing data from the real world to DeFi. For example, in synthetics, the dApp needed to know certain information about currency exchange rates such as JPY US dollar, AUD US dollar, etc. And Chainlink was able to provide this, and soon the virus spread and it was basically sending data to most of the applications in DeFi. So the DeFi boom happened in around 2020, and at the time everyone thought, hey, that's just what Chainlink is. It is just a simple Oracle network that gives price data to DeFi applications. But they couldn't have been more wrong, because this off-chain network of nodes could be used for so much more than that. And in fact, Chainlink has completely rebranded. Instead of calling itself just a simple Oracle network, it is now a Web3 services network. Chainlink is a decentralized compute platform powering the verifiable web. And that same network of nodes now powers so many more things. So let's get into all the features Chainlink has in 2024. Just a quick tangent before we get straight back into the video, so don't worry, because Bybit is trying to give you up to 30,000 US dollars in free bonuses, and you can use that 30k to invest into altcoins like Chainlink or any other altcoins you like. To claim 30,000 US dollars, you just need to go and click this link in the description down below. It will take you to the sign up page where you can create a free account on Bybit, which is the second largest crypto exchange out at the moment. And on the side here, you can see how exactly to claim your deposit rewards. Take advantage of these major bonuses. Let's get back to the video. So let's start off with compute. In 2023, Chainlink introduced Chainlink functions, which completely changed the game for Web3 and Web2 based applications. Before, you could only really do simple things on the Chainlink network that a lot of people wanted, such as price feed data, etc. But using Chainlink functions, you can now use Chainlink for very specific tasks, and it is basically fully customizable. Functions are a serverless developer platform that empowers anyone to easily connect a smart contract to any Web2 API and run custom computations using Chainlink's highly secure and reliable network. A big example of Chainlink functions in action is when a Spanish telecom giant called Telefónica partnered with Chainlink to enhance security. And just FYI, Telefónica is worth 21.8 billion US dollars. And they had this very specific idea of connecting the blockchain to your actual phone to enhance security. So they have this SIM swap API that checks the last time a SIM card associated with a mobile phone number has been modified. And using Chainlink functions, they can bring this very specific set of data on chain. And this whole process now adds an extra layer of security to blockchain transactions, enabling smart contracts to make information requests to the API to help ensure that there have been no unauthorized changes to SIM cards. So a very specific use case that previously could not be built but can now be built using functions. You can also build fully automatic smart contracts that trigger based on time or event-based triggers. And this is absolutely massive, especially for major future use cases of blockchain technology such as prediction markets. Let's say two people have a bet as to who the next US president will be. As soon as the next US president is chosen, Chainlink can automatically trigger smart contracts on chain with no human input to give the winner the money. Chainlink can also generate verifiably random numbers to ensure fair outcomes in games, NFTs, etc. Moving on to data services. So we already went over how Chainlink Chainlink provides general market data and data feeds to DeFi applications, so it can still do that, but an upgrade recently came in called data streams. Some applications need lightning fast sub-second data delivery, and through data streams, Chainlink is now able to bring that data to any on-chain application at neck-breaking speeds. GMX is the largest decentralized perpetual exchange, and they are now leveraging Chainlink data streams to access high-frequency market data and automate the settlement of transactions. More specifically, GMX leverages Chainlink data streams to settle trades and trigger stops and liquidations at neck-breaking speeds. A core contributor to GMX even said that they are essential infrastructure to unlock the future of highly performant, reliable, and decentralized on-chain derivatives. And if you are a long-term believer in blockchain and you do believe it will take over the current financial system, then the derivatives market is estimated to be worth over $1 quadrillion. Chainlink also offers proof of reserves that we see basically every single crypto exchange using now. And lastly, we have CCIP. CCIP is Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol, and this removes any barriers between blockchains and the real world, and also between each other. So with this interoperability protocol, you can now have blockchains communicate with each other flawlessly. And I'm not just talking about all the blockchains you see in the crypto world like Ethereum, Solana, etc. I'm also talking about private blockchains that could be built by banks. You can see on this infographic right here, we've got a bank communicating with Ethereum layer 1, which communicates with Optimism, which communicates with another server. You get the point. And all of these networks could be sending assets between each other, could be sending data between each other to trigger smart contracts. You get the point. The future of CCIP will enable DeFi applications such as Aave to, instead of just existing on Ethereum's layer 1, exist across every single chain simultaneously. So that's a general summary of all the services Chainlink provides, and before I do get into how those things can come together to allow for some of the biggest use cases we've seen in crypto, the last thing that stands out to me about Chainlink is its focus on security. For example, Chainlink CCIP is built with 5 levels of security, which is the most secure way I've seen any cross-chain bridge be designed in crypto. I'll leave a link to this video in the description down below, where Sergey Nazarov, the CEO of Chainlink, goes into how a lot of these other cross-chain bridge protocols in crypto just simply aren't secure enough, and they're taking a lot of shortcuts.
What we're seeing now is that both the security of CCIP and the risk management of CCIP is valuable and useful to both public chain DeFi and private bank chains, which also see the large value in this security. And the organizations we're working with there are very security sensitive because many of them settle amounts of value in the quadrillions.
And keep in mind, we're only talking about the security for CCIP. All of these other features are incredibly secure, and that's because Chainlink is thinking incredibly long term. And that's a beautiful segue into the next part of this video. So we already know how Chainlink is revolutionizing the crypto space and making a bunch of apps possible, but they're also revolutionizing the traditional finance sector. And Chainlink could be the key to allow for the trillions upon trillions of dollars existing in traditional financial markets to be put on chain. And that once again explains why they're so security driven. These major institutions need to be able to trust Chainlink to be able to pour that much money into the platform. So Chainlink plans to be at the center of something called tokenization, which is the process of issuing a digital representation of an asset on a blockchain. This can include physical assets like real estate or art, or financial assets like equities or bonds, non-tangible assets like intellectual property, or even identity and data. And this is a big use case, as there are currently 867 trillion in assets that could be tokenized in the future. Now, if you still don't believe in tokenization, you need to listen to what the CEO of BlackRock, Larry Fink, has been saying about it. And FYI, BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager with $9.1 trillion under management.
We will, and if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. No middlemen. We're going to bring down fees even more dramatically.
Great, so it looks like tokenization has some promise, and it could be the next big step in finance. But where exactly does Chainlink come into the picture? So do you remember when I went over Chainlink's full feature set? Well, I didn't do that for nothing, because a lot of these features come together and actually give Chainlink the best solution out there to tokenize these real-world assets.
We basically allow real-world asset tokens to come into existence because, as the longest-running provider of proof of reserves and other ways to enrich the token and the information in the token, we are the ones basically making that possible, is the ability to make a token that doesn't just statically represent something, but that is consistently updated with the status of the thing it represents, which is what makes it a real world asset.
So Chainlink's Oracle features allow for these tokenized assets to exist, but that isn't everything. Because tokenized assets aren't just going to exist on one chain, they're very likely going to exist on a bunch of different chains. A common theme we're seeing all around the world is that banks are actually creating their own private blockchains and not opting to use public chains like Ethereum. JP Morgan, for example, released Onyx. So it seems like the future of tokenization is that these assets will exist on a bunch of different chains, a bunch of private chains made by banks and a bunch of public chains like Ethereum. And there needs to be some overarching protocol that allows for all of these chains to communicate with each other so assets can be sent between them, and that's where Chainlink's CCIP cross-chain interoperability protocol comes in.
Basically, you need the superior tokenized asset to remain superior because it's connected back to the real world, regardless of what chain it happens to land on. And that's important because if I take it to another chain and it loses the ability to get that information, it's not such a real world asset anymore. It's some kind of like surrogate promise that I don't really know what's going on with that asset. And so this is something that right now only the Chainlink network can provide because of the ability to provide the data as the largest provider of proof of reserves and price and identity and so on, and the ability to move the asset to other places, as well as the information related to the asset.
So Chainlink seems to be the go-to way that we are going to tokenize these assets and put them on chain. But it doesn't just stop there. This isn't all just theoretical, because Chainlink is actually partnering and testing out this technology with real banks. And in fact, they're currently running tests with Swift. If you guys aren't aware, Swift is the messaging service that allows for all the banks in the world to be able to communicate with each other and send assets between each other. That's right, they are literally responsible for the trillions upon trillions of assets being sent between different banks all around the world. It all goes through the Swift protocol. And guess who they're working with? None other than Chainlink. So Swift collaborated with several major financial institutions on the experiments with Chainlink, including Australia and New Zealand Banking Group Limited, ANZ, BNP Paribas, BNY Mellon, Citibank, Clearstream, Euroclear, Lloyds Banking Group, Six Digital Exchange, and the Deputy Trust and Clearing Corporation. Massive names. And Chainlink was used as an enterprise abstraction layer to securely connect the Swift network to the Ethereum Sepolia network, while Chainlink's cross-chain interoperability protocol enabled complete interoperability between the source and destination blockchains. Now, as far as I'm aware, no other cryptocurrency project is doing anywhere near the level of work Chainlink is with these institutions to try and make tokenization a reality. So it seems to me that Chainlink is by far the closest actual real solution we have to onboarding the entirety of the traditional financial sector onto blockchain technology. So that's basically the full rundown of what Chainlink plans to achieve, but where exactly is Chainlink in that roadmap? Well, let's take a look at the latest Chainlink product update to see where exactly Chainlink is and what we could expect from Chainlink in the near future. So firstly, when it comes to CCIP, it is currently closed, but they are looking to expand access to the Chainlink cross-chain interoperability protocol by transitioning to a mainnet general availability that will make it fully permissionless and any application can just use it without permission. But the main reason I see for them not doing this at the moment and for them taking their time with making CCIP fully open is that they are completely paranoid about there being a hack, because cross-chain bridges in crypto are notoriously known for having cross-chain exploits. So they want to 100% make sure everything is safe before they do fully open it to the public. When it comes to the data feed aspect of Chainlink, they basically just want to make them better in every single way. That's just the easiest way to put it at. For example, they want to expand the data feeds to more chains. They want to introduce more types of data so that instead of just giving DeFi applications just a price, they can give more metadata such as liquidity information as well, etc. For data streams, they're also kind of in an early access phase and they're looking to bring that fully to mainnet and make it available for any application that wants to use it. Pretty similar to CCIP, and once again, data streams are just the high-speed version of data feeds. And for all the other features in Chainlink, there aren't too many updates to say apart from the fact that they're just in general going to try and make them better as much as they can and try get them as much adoption as possible. Well done if you made it to the end of this video, because this is basically everything you need to know about Chainlink in 2024. So in the comments down below, let me know what you think about Chainlink. Are you bullish on it? Are you bearish on it? Do you prefer XRP or other altcoins to Chainlink? Also, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video video and want to see more, I have another altcoin review in the description down below for Polkadot. You should definitely check that out. And last but not least, make sure you do take advantage of the major Bybit bonus. Once again, up to 30,000 US dollars, and you can use that money to invest into altcoins like Chainlink or any other altcoins you like, farm airdrops, etc. I'll see you guys soon. This video is not financial advice. To read disclaimers on the screen.